And break-ins and vandalism throughout the island's public schools, the Department of Education wants to take an active approach to tackle this issue. DOE is working with the community to establish a school watch program. DOE Deputy Superintendent Arlene Unpingco and Southern High School Principal James Pettite are here to tell us more about it. Thank you so much for coming on. Great to have you here.
You're welcome, and thank you for having us here.
Okay. As I mentioned, Arlene, you know, there have been a lot of problems as far as break-ins and vandalisms. What are you doing to help with this issue?
Well, what we are planning to launch is a school watch program. And pretty much, but let me just go ahead and just backtrack a little bit. What we would like to do is for the community to embrace the concept that the school is the second home for our children, who are our students, and that you know, they have a vested interest in protecting the schools. So that's how we would like to approach this. And by that, we would like to involve our stakeholders, our other agency partners, the mayor's office, and of course the PTO officers of the school. So we would, you know, I initially met with the mayors and the chief of police, and to just kind of get into what we are planning on doing, and that we would also need their assistance in launching this pilot project of ours. And what we would like to do is have a school in the south, central, and north, so that we can actually implement the school watch program.
Great.
And, you know, take a look at what are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, before we actually implement it district-wide.
I see. And James, of course, being a principal, you have seen in the past your school has been hit before, maybe before this year has begun, but maybe talk about how this has impacted your school, and as a result, like what has been going on like since then?
Well, let me tell you, last break-in we had at Southern High was November of last year. And it was unfortunate because that same day, we had the people from Johns Hopkins come to KUAM. Okay, so they saw my office in disarray. The main office was like closed down because we couldn't have anybody in there, because at that point it was a crime scene. So it hampers operations. But you know, another thing it does, especially with Southern High in particular, is it just brings another image of Southern High School that's negative. You know, there's a lot of good students there. They're all good. Okay, but it's just some of the people in the community, you know, take it upon themselves to create situations for students that take away from their learning objectives. And when they break into the classrooms, it disrupts that classroom instruction. And then ultimately, who's the one to pay for that? The student.
And how do you think this school watch program is going to help, especially in the South?
You know, I think that, you know, you've heard from the former First Lady Hillary Clinton, right? It takes a village to raise a child. I think that, in my own opinion, it takes a community to nurture and ensure that schools are functioning and operating, right? It takes everybody to be a part of that process. And, you know, with Southern High, obviously because I'm the principal of Southern High, I have a very I have a good fondness for that school. And it's my hope that people in that community that serve all those villages there get involved in this process, because, you know, the more people we have out there, the better off all of our students are going to be.
And of course, Arlene, next week you're going to have a bigger meeting to where everybody, I guess, involved is going to be meeting to talk about, you know, how this is going to be implemented. Tell us about that.
Right. So on Thursday, February 17th at 4 o'clock in the DOE conference room, that would be our first initial meeting to bring all the stakeholders together so that we can collaboratively develop our plan on how we're going to go about this pilot project. And I'd just like to share that the superintendent received a call from Governor Calvo this morning, and he would like to take the lead in addressing this vandalism problem that we have in our schools.
And of course, last comments, it's costing Department of Education thousands of dollars, money that we don't have. Is there a way, you know, on top of having a community watch, a school watch program, would it be possible to implement, maybe, or I guess have security systems on top of this, or is this a first start and then maybe in the future we could have something like that?
I know that the superintendent is taking a look at how we can use the ARA funds to also provide the security at the school. So it's, again, taking a look at and reprioritizing what we need to do to address those issues.
A number to call if they want to help.
300-1631.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, too.